friends, it's Mary, back again from Rocky Mountain Gardens. Hope you're having a nice Saturday, like I am. I'm having the chance to spend some time working on another DIY or craft project. And my project for today is to take this old, tired Christmas wreath that I have had for a number of years. It's been the wreath that I've used out on my front porch. And between the weather and fading and just old style decor, it needs a facelift. So I will be, in this video, removing all of the existing decor around the wreath, and then I'm going to be fluffing up the evergreens to make them look fresh again. And so I'll be back in just a few minutes and we will be working on this project. I have cleaned up my wreath, removed all of the old decor, and you can see I added a funky bow. And I'm going to put a card up here in this video for you to click on if you like. This will be a card for one of the videos that Arlene at Arlene's Country Craft Corner did. And it's a tutorial on how to make this kind of bow. And she's an excellent teacher. I think you'd really enjoy watching her make these bows, and you'll see that they're not hard to do at all. So I'll put this card up on the video so you can have a chance to take a look at it and maybe start making funky bows yourself. So I have also added fairy lights to my wreath all the way around. And my next step, of course, will be adding additional decor. But before I do, I wanted to give you a look over here at my counter. Here are all of the things that I took off my wreath. Even this little bear who was on it. He's really cute, but he was so dark and just didn't pop on the wreath. You know, it just kind of faded back because he is such a dark color. And you can see I used a lot of pine cones and I used some wheat. And in this pile, you'll see a lot of debris. And, you know, one of the benefits of removing all of the old decor off an evergreen wreath and then going through and fluffing out all the little stems, it gives you an opportunity to clean it up and find things, pieces of leaves and grass and things that might have gotten caught in the wreath. And then I had some red berries and some gold picks on this. So my intention with my design today is to really spruce up this wreath, make it brighter, and really stand out on my front porch. And I will be back in just a minute again to show you how I'm going to do that. All right, so I'm back, and as you can see, I have attached this little Christmas elf to my wreath. And the way I did that was I took some green florist wire, just a short piece, and I wrapped it around his arm here and attached it to the back part of the wreath. And then I also used some hot glue to attach his hat to some of this greenery. And I put a lot of glue on the back of his belt here and attached it to greenery in the back where you couldn't see it. So my next step is going to be adding some flocked greenery to the wreath. And I'm doing that because, as I mentioned, I wanted this wreath to be brighter on my front porch and, you know, not so boring and dull. So I'm going to be adding this. And if you'd like to watch me, I'll be placing these in the wreath. And once I get them where I like them, that's when I get out my hot glue gun and start gluing them in place. I will be adding some additional decor, and if you'd like to see how I do this, just stay tuned here. I'll start working. So I like that quite a lot, but I do want to add a bit more. I have another stem that I'm going to cut up so that I can do that. And I have, in addition, some ornaments. I'm going to be adding some blue to the design and a couple of pine cones and berries and so on. And what do you all think of my design so far? I've added my blue bulbs, ornaments, and my white flocked little branches, and they're all part of this design now. And I have two more, maybe three more types of greenery and stems that I would like to add to this wreath. So I have some holly leaves that I am going to be cutting off these larger, they're very big long stems. So I'm going to cut the smaller pieces off so that I can hot glue them in different places. And I also have these gorgeous white sparkly stems, and I'll be doing the same thing, cutting off the pieces to make them smaller so that I can add them in all around the wreath. And then I have one other type of greenery that I'm considering adding. So I'm going to add these two parts first, and then I may add an additional piece. But my goal is to make this wreath very full. And although it looks nice right now, and I do like the fact that I have some green still visible here, I want to enlarge the wreath. So I'm actually going to be adding pieces around the outside part of the wreath in order to just expand it a little bit and make it appear grander, I guess, is what I'm going for. So I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and do my cutting and placing these new pieces on the wreath, and then we'll be back. I think I'm just about done with this wreath. I have not glued in these additional stems yet, and I'll come back and do that. I wanted to show you that I also added a few sprigs of this stem. I just cut them off with my wire cutter and have added them also to the wreath to fill it out. And I really like the way, if you look here, I have stems that are kind of coming out from the wreath and just enlarging the entire area of it quite a bit, you can see. So in a few minutes here, I'm going to have everything glued in, and I'll be back for a final view of my completed wreath. And I'll also show you an evening view in the dark so you can see the fairy lights glowing, and I'm very pleased with it. I love adding a little pop of blue with those 3 blue ornaments. Love the holly leaves added in, and also those white sparkly little sprigs. I think it adds a lot and makes my whole wreath just very, well, it's going to be visible at night with all the white on the wreath design, but it also is, I just think it's just going to be brilliant in the evening. I'm going to come in close on my wreath here to give you a better look, and you might see that I have placed some ivy and berries in the center of my funky bow. And as we go around here, you'll see the different types of greenery and picks that I have used all around the edges of the wreath and just filling it out to its fullest extent. So it looks very lush, opulent, very full, and it just is a great result of my DIY project today. So give it a shot. You know, it is not hard. Creating really isn't hard. It's just sort of trying out different techniques, different ideas, different arrangements until you come on the thing that pleases you and the colors that you love and so on. So jump right in there, get busy, do some creating, and don't be afraid. And then you can really be proud of what you've done and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching again, and I hope to see you soon.